We're good? Okay. Shadow stream died. My internet died.
I'll play with you until you break.
All right. I will do my best.
So what I was going to do is try and figure out how to make it rain.
Don't push your
Special move, fire! Get ready!
Don't push your
Because I'm trying to figure out how to make it rain. So I'm not playing, having the AI play.
Get ready!
Don't push your
Yeah, for this stage mod, yeah. But these are already pre-rendered, so I'm not sure what stages have lights turned on and which ones have character lights turned on as well.
What? Does it really hurt that much?
I hope to receive some new data from you.
Come, attack me if you dare.
Get ready! Fire!
Yeah, it is.
It has already been decided.
Miyabi.
Not enough. Sniping.
Enjoying this? It's such a weak.
Or just do this.
Get ready!
It has already been decided.
It's already doing that.
Enjoying this?
This will hurt.
Weak.
It has already been decided.
Get ready!
It's time.
Fall, crash, snow.
Get ready. Fight!
Looks like snow, crack, and rain. Crack and rain 1. Crack and rain 2. Snow. Rainbow, I don't think.
Hey, hey!
Too slow!
Say yeah! Say oh! Get ready! Fight!
Too slow! No mercy! Too slow!
Promise me, you won't tell anyone.
Dust kick, snow. I'm assuming this is snowfall because it has snowfall in the name.
Come, attack me if you dare.
Yeah, I'm here to fight. Get ready? Fight!
Dance with me. Punishment. This feat.
Let's go!
Work.
Let's go!
Enjoying this? Yep.
Let's go!
Work.
Let's go!
Enjoying this?
Get ready? Fight!
Weak.
Let's go! Work! Let's go! Let's go! Work! Let's go! Not so fast! Let's go! We're done! Not so fast! Let's go! Get ready? Fight!
Detestable.
Not so fast! Let's go! We're done! Let's go!
Work.
Let's go! Let's go!
Work.
Let's go!
Absurd.
Let's go! Get ready? Fight!
I'm over here.
Let's go. We're done.
Absurd. No. I'm over here.
Let's go. We're done. Winner! Right on. I'm going to the top.
Oops, wait, I did it the wrong way. Let's do it this way. Yeah, Dare Life is fun. Just need to know how to play it to make it funner. But with Dare Life 6, I haven't been able to actually learn how to play the game because I'm too busy modding it. So I'm playing Dare Life 6 like I'm playing Dare Life 5. But there's less people. I have no idea. I never modded Dare Life 5. Because from what I'm seeing, people just prefer to mod Dare Life 5 because they know how to mod Dare Life 5. Which the logic makes sense. There's no point in going over to a new game that's brand new and you have no idea how to mod it. Or you have to relearn how to mod. Like, that's how my stance is with Dare Life 7 if it ever comes out. Like, I'm not going to mod Dare Life 7 immediately because I'd rather mod Dare Life 6 because I know how to mod it better. Unless Dare Life 7's modding is very similar to Dare Life 6. Unless Koei Tecmo makes it harder for it to be modded by us.
A new challenger appears.
Since they don't like modding. have no idea what's snow and what isn't snow. For what Zachary said, but again, for all I know, Zachary doesn't have any insiders, but I'm pretty sure he does. Because Team Ninja Europe used to always show up in his comic sections. Now they don't anymore. After he blew up on them. So, well, based on what he's saying, there is no Dead or Alive. There may not be a Dead or Alive 6 right now. There is going to be a Dead or Alive in the future, but they might just go straight to Dead or Alive 7. I prefer them just going to Dead or Alive 7 and just give up on Dead or Alive 6, despite me liking this game, kind of. They just need to fix the problems that were here since day one. One of the problems that people were asking for, I'm doing right now, which is at least changing the stage environments. They acknowledge that the mistakes that they made. That's all they need to do is just acknowledge that they weren't doing the right thing to Dead or Alive 6. For one, want less costumes because it seems that... No, I want more costumes. I just want them to just do what they want to do with their costumes. As long as there's no bullshit behind it, then I'm fine with whatever they make. I don't care if it's catering to people who don't want sexy outfits, and I don't care if it's catering to people who want sexy outfits. As long as they're doing what they want to do. Like, don't do what they just did with Dead or Alive 6 and just resell us a bunch of DLCs that we already bought in 5. That's what I don't like. So more costumes the better, as long as costumes are not sacrificing gameplay, because Emery and Zachary are talking about how they just want better gameplay, and they haven't really gotten any type of better gameplay. Either just better gameplay as in changing or nerfing or buffing certain characters, or just making new stages. So I want all of them. I just want new stages, something to make the game, each match more refreshing. Because some reason with randomization with Dead or Alive 6, I seem like I always get the same stages all the time. Like nothing is really showing up. So if that's going to happen, then I might as well change the environment and just make the same stage look different at least. Like, what is my wish list? Yeah, that's pretty much just what I want them to do. I just want them to make what they want to make. Don't do bullshit. So don't censor things that shouldn't be censored, and don't just do outrageous things like sticking hair colors behind a paywall. And then if you want to change that hair color but then change it back, you have to pay more money for it. Yeah, exactly. Like a creativity, instead of putting forth effort, they just use recolors and copy and paste. That's pretty much it, yeah. I don't want them to do that. Because I thought they were going to release Tag, but that was something that I did say to other people, is that just because tag quotes and tag elements are in the game, I see them in the files, but it's not in the game itself. But I did say to people that just because it's in the files doesn't mean it's actually coming. There's a lot of things in the game that it's in the files, but it was never released. Yeah, so I don't know whose bright idea was it to do that. 'Cause that was literally something that the community's been asking for years based on what everyone was saying, and they just spit in everyone's face and do that. Like, they should have never done that. Like, free outfits should be for outfits that were already DLCs. From Dead or Alive 5 to Dead or Alive 6, outfits are from those games should be free automatically. But if you're going back to old Dead or Alive games, like from Dead or Alive 1 to Dead or Alive 4, some of them should be paid, maybe. It depends. Because free outfits, it makes sense that they shouldn't do that, because then they can't get the money back that way. But I shouldn't have to be charged $20 or $100 for a bunch of outfits that are recolored. Because no one should pay for that. Yeah, I just want more stages, more creativity. I want them to do whatever they want to do as long as it's Dead or Alive and it's not venturing off to a completely different game or trying to turn itself into Extreme Beach. So I don't want that. The more outfits, the better, as long as they're not just being reskinned or resold to us. If they don't have time to release outfits, and just don't release an outfit. What else? Just more stages. Gameplay, it depends on what they're doing for Dead or Alive 7. Like, I want more game modes. Like, I like the idea from Dead or Alive 5 where there's team battle, I think it was something like that. Where there's 7 characters on both sides. That's what they should have done. Outfits from Dead or Alive should all be free from 6. I would still be perfectly fine if they bring back outfits from 3, 2, 4, I will have much better. Yeah, pretty much. Like, that's the thing that people are just saying. People are just telling Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo exactly what they should be doing, and we will pay them for it, but they're ignoring that. Like, they're listening to people who don't play the game, and they're only listening to people who only play the game for one reason. So, yeah, that makes sense for why Zachariah blew up in one of those videos and got extremely upset with Team Ninja, because, yeah, that's pretty much how they feel. Like, everyone else is getting what they asked for. It doesn't matter if they're even when they're threatening to not play the game or just threatening to boycott the game, they're somehow getting everything that they want. But when veterans just want to get new outfits or just get new stages, they're being completely ignored. Like, that makes sense why he got upset by it. So I'm not mad at him for blowing up that way. Like, he should have worded what he said a bit better, so he's not pissing off a lot of people, because he said he pissed off a lot of people. But that he should have worded it differently. Yeah, pretty much. Like, story mode from... I haven't even played Dead or Alive 6 story mode at all. I just played through just to get... for a video for Marie. Like, all I did was just all of this, and that was pretty much it. Because... the storyline is just terrible with this game. Especially since every cutscene is like a few seconds long, and I don't like that. So what they also need to fix too is just fix the story mode. Just take people who are important to the story, so the ninjas. Marie, I have no idea why she's even here in the first place. But because she's popular, that's why they threw her into the story. Bayman, if he's important to the story, then yeah, he should be here. Tina's not important to the story, so she shouldn't be here. Bass is not important to the story, so he shouldn't be in it. Rick is important to the story, depending on what they're doing with them. Kokoro, apparently Kokoro was originally supposed to be the main focus, but the new director steered away from that. So they're not focusing on Kokoro as much anymore. So unless he wants to go back to that idea, Kokoro is technically invalid for the plot. Honoka, it's conflicting. Like, we still don't, based on the story, we still don't know that much about Honoka either. Helena, she's important to the story. Christy's important to the story. Mila's not important to the story, keep her out. Elliot's not important to the story, keep her out. Brad's not important to the story, keep him out. Same thing with Jan Lee, keep him out. Lei Feng's not important. Hitomi, despite me loving her, she's not important to the story, keep her out. Lisa's not important. Zack is somewhat important depending on what's going on. Hayabusa is important. Nico is important, I guess. Diego's not important. Neo Tango is not important, it depends. And then it was just DLC characters. Like, they're not important. So just keep all the important characters as their own stories, and then do what they used to do with the older Dead or Alives, or for Mortal Kombat, and then you just go into arcade. And then there's ladder endings. That's what it should be doing. And then characters who are already in the story, there's more information they can do once you beat the ladder ending. So there's more plot to Kasumi. There's more plot to Hayabusa. There's more plot to whoever was important to the story. Showing what was going on before before the events, during the events, or after, or were places where they were never there. If we could, but tickets with 1 million tickets, the one ticket will do much better. Have used fighting in for something. But imagine we could butt tickets with players. Point number 1 million tickets for one ticket will always have been much better. Have used fighting for stuff. I'm sorry, what are you talking about with that? Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo threw some shit together and called it Dead or Alive 6 in story. And Dead or Alive 6, if we remember, Dead or Alive 6 story remembered by my mother of a American Horror Story season. DOA X7. But yeah, they just threw things together. Like if you look at the trailers, each pretty much fight in every cutscene was practically a whole cutscene that they saw in the trailer. So they practically spoiled the story technically because of how long these cutscenes are. It's just terrible. Yeah, American Horror Story. I know it's a TV show. I just never. I've seen trailers, but I never actually watched the show. Yeah, that's just my problem with the story. But the only thing that I did like is that with this fight, you can pick whatever character you want to use to fight Raido. That was something that I did like. But I think that was the only creative thing that I seen in this. That was pretty much it. Yeah, like I like this, where I can pick whatever character I want to use. So it's too slow to pick Ayane. I have no idea how to use Hayate.
You're too slow. Disappear! You're too slow. Prepare.
Like he was hard for some reason. He was easy that time, but I want the story to be free, a free roam type thing where we can walk around and find missions to do. That would be something that they could do. That sounds interesting, depending what they can do with that. But again, that doesn't sound like something that would be Dead or Alive. Like, depending on how well they can implement that, people will either hate it or they will love it. But Koei Tecmo does do open world games in the last, and one of their Dynasty Warrior games, their open world was terrible. Because there was nothing, it was completely open, completely big, but there's nothing to do. It gets boring. And that was people's complaint about that. So depending on how well Team Ninja does that, people might hate it, people might love it. I am kind of conflicted with that. Like, it sounds like a good idea, but it depends on how well they do it. like that. Like, I'm not really sure, yeah. Like, I need to see how other people feel about that, but an open world Dead or Alive game, for story mode, I'm not sure. Like, it's interesting, but we need to see how well that can work out. Like, it gives you something to do, it gives a lot of replay value, but how well does that work out? Or they can do one word. They can also do that too, but with Team Ninja, their storytelling is terrible. So they have to really up their storytelling in order to do that. Because alternate endings, I like alternate endings. People hate alternate endings for some reason, but I love alternate endings because it gives the game replay value. But the storytelling needs to be good too. Like, you need to see all the outcomes and make sure, or pretty much predict what the player would do. Like I said, like, Dead or Alive 6 has the potential, they're just not putting the effort into it. They straight up had the potential to make this game better, they just chose not to. Or they can get rid of all the story together and feel...
Yeah, I'm here to fight.
Thanks for coming. Now
They can get rid of the story.
Get ready. Fight!
See.
Let's go.
Who's that?
Let's go.
Get rid of the story completely. I'm not sure about that either. It really depends. Because with Street Fighter, I think they either got rid of with Street Fighter 5, they either got rid of the story completely, or they got rid of their story completely, or their story was not even completed, and that pissed a lot of people off. But Dead or Alive, I think the Dead or Alive story, I think it's more like Battlefield, where people don't play Dead or Alive for the story, they play it just for fighting. Battlefield, people play Battlefield for multiplayer, they don't play Battlefield for the story.
Get ready.
With the backlash the game has, I have something.
No way, Jose.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there was just a lot of things that they could have just straight up told us, and that was something that killed the game. Because they were keeping things a secret rather than just telling people.
Get ready.
Like, people will think that they were censoring the game when they weren't. But there's some things that are censored for whatever reason, and there's other things where it was never censored. They just either turned the TD physics off, or they turned off certain things, or just made it more realistic. But that was one of the things that killed the game, is them just hiding things rather than just telling people straight up this feature is not turned off, or this feature is not removed. We just turned it off just for Evo, or we just turn it off just for the promotion. It's still in the game. You just have to turn it on yourself. We chose to turn it off. It's something like that.
Think you can keep up with me?
All right then. Let us begin the experiment. Get ready. Fight!
It's time.
It's party time.
I'm somewhat trying to avoid saying anti-SJW because I got an anti-SJW calling me an SJW, all because I said I don't agree with what anti-SJWs are doing with the game.
It's time.
Like, it's not the end of the world just because I can't see titties.
It has already been decided.
Especially after getting a sexy outfit anyways. The first launch, I didn't have a lobby, literally. Yeah, people are saying that They're Alive has over, what was it? They have 3 million? Or what was? I don't know, something like 3 million downloads for Core Fighter. But people are saying they got 3 million. They have 3 million downloads for Core Fighter, and yet no one's in the lobbies.
Get ready.
But also, when the game first came out too, there was no lobbies. That's also what killed the game too.
It's time. It's time. It's time. Miss. Overdrive. Shoot.
It's party time.
Get ready. Fight!
This will hurt.
Here. Not enough.
It has already been decided.
Hold on, because YouTube deleted my video again. I'm literally just sitting here and talking now.